Hey, my name is James Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about the startling growth in the temporary accommodation bill that local councils are now struggling to afford. Now, this is something that needs to be looked at because what's happening at the moment is the private rental market is shrinking. There's still the same amount of people, if not more, that actually need somewhere to live. And the council are having to pick up those people and put them in temporary accommodation. Now, this is not great for those people, and it's not great for the council either. So in this video, I'm going to talk about just how much this temporary accommodation cost has grown over the last few years and what I think they should do to actually improve this situation. But before I jump into this, if you're new around here and you haven't done already, do subscribe to my channel over there and hit that bell notification. Join over 50,000 people who get all the latest property news, house price news, interest rate news, property investing tips, and much, much more. And help me get some views on this video. Your part in that is simple. All you need to do is smash like, tickle like, do something to that like button. That really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and that really does help the channel grow. So thanks to everyone that takes a minute to do that. So, the temporary accommodation is a massive problem in the UK at the moment. In fact, there are councils in the UK that are struggling and on the verge of bankruptcy. Birmingham went into bankruptcy a little while ago, didn't it? And now we've got Brighton going to central government saying, we need money now or we will be going bankrupt as well. And our biggest problem is our temporary accommodation. Now, I think that this temporary accommodation problem is actually going to get worse in the short term. And the reason I believe that is that lots of landlords are quitting the market at the moment, and they're feeling that they've been pushed out of the market due to various things. First off is the Renters' Rights Act. Now that gives tenants a lot more rights, which a lot of it is very good and a lot of it is very important. But the one part of it that really worries landlords is the no-fault evictions going, the Section 21. Because if a landlord gets a problem, they're not getting paid rent, they're not getting stuff sorted, Section 21 gave them a fairly quick mechanism to get their property back. Now they've got to use a Section 8, which goes to court, which can take up to a year. Another reason landlords are leaving is Section 24, that's a tax. They have to pay tax on their gross rental income, and they can be losing money, some landlords, which is why they're out the market. Another big reason going forward is the EPC legislation, where they're saying landlords are going to spend around £10,000 to improve the energy efficiency on their property. That means a lot of landlords that only make £2,000 a year would lose 5 years worth of profits up front, a crisis. So that means that the private rental sector has actually shrunk now since 2016. Fairly recently, it was the same size as it was in 2016. But if you think about what's happened since then, the population has grown and that is not working. So we don't have enough rental properties. And so when that happens, people will go to the council and say, look, I don't have somewhere to live. And the council will put them up in temporary accommodation, which might be a hostel. It might even be another landlord that they're using, or an HMO of some sort. And so that costs significantly more money for that council than it does to just have someone in social housing, for argument's sake. So how big have these bills been getting? I think we need to look at that. Well, if you go back to 2016, so 10 years ago, the bill for social housing was 1.2 billion on an annual basis. So huge sum of money, but yeah, the government could afford it back then. Then in 2020 is when things started to go up. Now, obviously, we had a pandemic then. The bill at that point had risen to £1.6 billion. I don't know if it is the same to you, but 2020 to me feels like it was a few weeks ago. It feels like that time since has absolutely flown by. Then it jumped massively during the pandemic. And 3 years later, this social housing bill had gone up in 2023 to £2.3 billion on an annual basis. A huge jump at that point. And that's a problem, isn't it? Because look, councils can't afford it. And ultimately what happens with this kind of stuff is your council tax bill will just go up, which nobody wants. Or the council will have to cut back on other services. And that's not what you want either. And so this is where we get a problem. So where are we at right now? Well, in 2025, the last data, the bill now stands at 2.8 billion. So as you can see, it's really rising at a rapid pace. And I believe that that's going to rise significantly faster now, because you're going to see, and councils, most of them have got their head in the sand on this, they're going to see an influx of more people needing support. Because just people that watch my channel, there's thousands of landlords that watch this channel, and there are thousands of them saying that they haven't yet given a Section 21 notice, but they intend to do that before the 1st of May. Now, Brighton Council is the only one that I've heard that have come out and been honest about this and said a ton of people are receiving Section 21s. That's putting them onto our temporary accommodation list, and that's causing a massive burden for us, and hence they're going to central government. And so pushing landlords out isn't the solution. If you're a tenant and you think getting rid of landlords is good, it's not, because there's still a load of people that need somewhere to rent that can't afford to buy a property. What you need to do, if you want to make housing more affordable, is build more. But everything's got more expensive. Interest rates are now going back up. That's likely to slow down massively over the next year as well. So that is a problem. Now, the only place that I've really seen where I think, yeah, that's smart what they're doing is Liverpool. And so in Liverpool, they have a scheme where if your property's been empty for more than 1 year, the council can give you a grant, if you're a landlord, of £10,000. That means you don't pay it back if it's a grant. So you get that £10,000, and that £10,000 needs to be invested in the property for kitchens, bathrooms, to do whatever needs to be done to get that property on the market. Now, you might have to spend a bit more on top of that, but £10,000 is a nice help and support to do that. Now, in return, you have to give the council that property for 5 years to rent out to social housing tenants. I think that's a good win, and that will encourage some landlords to put properties with them. And in that scenario, that gets one person out of temporary accommodation, which costs significantly more than the 10 grand. And I think other councils need to act and think about this in a smart way, like Liverpool. Now, Sheffield have something that's not quite as good, but what they're doing to landlords is guaranteeing rent and fixing problems and damage to the property as well. So that's a smarter solution as well. But then you've got Bristol, where you've got the Green Party in power, and they're saying there isn't a problem. There isn't a surge in Section 21s. But if you ask people that live in Bristol, or look at the BBC, the Daily Mail, or all these different articles that I've read on it, there's now thousands of people living in caravans on the outskirts of Bristol. Now, the council's saying they're going to get rid of those people and push them out. But those are people that are from Bristol that have got priced out the market, and now they're living in basically their own temporary accommodation. So, yeah, this bill's getting out of control. The solution is to support landlords, not vilify them and push them out. You need the landlords to help bring this cost down. Let me know what you think they should do in the comments below. Do make sure you like the video. And if you didn't grab this, if you're a landlord or a tenant, I think you should have a read of this. This is the new Renters' Rights Act information sheet. Landlords have to give this to their tenants by May, this exact letter. You can grab a copy of it down below. It's in the link. Have a read of it and see what that's all about as well. And there's a video that you can go and check out from over the weekend about that as well. Do like the video and subscribe, and check out all the other content on my channel as well now, including this video right here.